The Trump administration and the Saudi royal family are talking about how to use XRP. We'll talk about this and more in the video. When I looked into this, I was surprised by how many links there are between them. It seems too good to be true. We'll also talk about the 1,700 contracts and whether or not they have NDAs. A lot of people have been wondering what this is for a long time. I finally asked AI what it was and got a pretty good answer. That's his name. And we've been investing in digital assets and holding on to XRP for a long time. We looked at several publicly traded companies that want to use a digital asset treasury model and chose Vivo Power because it has a strong focus on XRP and wants to help build the XRPO community. We are also committed to the long-term goal of teamwork that Kevin Shin and his teams and I have set. We are proud to be in charge of raising money for a company that will be the first in the world to use an XRP-focused treasury plan. We met with President Trump and his group of leaders while they were in Saudi Arabia not long ago. It seems like the right time for digital assets and blockchain technology to be used in the kingdom, which makes us happy. Hey, this is about this news. Vivo Power gets $121 million to start an XRP strategic plan with the support of the Saudi royal family. Wow, this is really cool news. It doesn't happen every day. Of course, there are probably rich Saudi princes who buy Bitcoin and other things, but it's really cool to hear that the Saudi royal family and people in Saudi Arabia have been focusing on buying XRP. That was really cool. After that, I asked Confusion to read the paper and tell me everything I could about this speech about XRP and Ripple. This is what I found: investing in XRP for the long term pays off. Abu Dhabi has been going against the grain, which has made things worse. We've been investors in the digital asset sector for a long time. This shows how dedicated we are to the XRP community and the bad power. The prince says this after going over a number of different options or operations. They picked Vivo Power because it focuses on XRP. What else is new? A promise to support the XRP environment right now and make it better and bigger shows that you care about decentralized banking in the real world, or DeFi. We know that the XRP community is very angry about that right now. What we need are more DeFi products that businesses and groups want to use. For that to happen, we need more XRP, which is why this environment needs more XRP. This means that there will be less XRP on the open market. The first public company with a bank focused on XRP might not be that we've talked about other companies that do the same thing, but this is a trend that's growing in the crypto space right now. It talks about strategic timing and the spread of blockchain. It says that the prince thinks the time is right for digital assets after meeting with President Trump and his leadership team in Saudi Arabia. Oh, okay. I believe Trump told the Saudi prince, "I'm bullish on XRP." When Trump tried to explain himself, the man said, "Well, you know," telling Trump, "What do you think about Trump's speech?" I don't know if his kids are in Bitcoin, but he's like, "Oh, the coin that you know they are getting Bitcoin. They are getting," and not sure if Trump can tell you what XRP does or which companies are behind it. It would be funny if he said, "Yeah, I know XRP. Brad Garley's house isn't that cool." I really wish I could have seen that, with Ripple-related jobs as well. Adam Trademan, who used to be on the Ripple board and helped start Blockchain Ventures, is now the head of the Vivo Power's board of advisors. Okay, this is the XRP link, which is the link to Ripple. I didn't know about that until I read that other paper and this one together. It gave me some background. His presence strengthens the link between this project and Ripple's ecosystem by giving us information on how to get more people to use XRP. XRP is said to be one of the 5 digital assets that the US government will hold as part of its strategic Bitcoin hoard. But we wouldn't know that because all we've heard is that they're looking for ways to get more Bitcoin and nothing about getting more XRP. It's true that XRP was added to the pool of digital assets, but no new money was made. Remember that this was an order from the president. When the president issues an order, they don't have the full support of Congress, and Congress would have to be involved if they want to spend tax money on something like this. It was really cool to hear those little insights and points, and I enjoy doing that. Vandal from Black Swan Capitalist then says, "Remember the Saudi royal family prince and XRP something Versin is his brother." It then talks about the strategic reserve, which I brought up a few times. A lot of people are talking about it. Another thing I wanted to talk about was Hidden Road. Hidden Road starts offering over-the-counter OTC crypto swaps. This is another way for companies to start using these kinds of swaps. It was either someone else or Smoke Dog who said this. Ripple's plan is to become a major player in business transactions and cross-border payments. Money is a big step. Now that Ripple owns Hidden Road, it can offer hedge funds and financial companies prime brokerage services, trading, custody, funding, and clearing. Don't forget that's where the money is, and a lot of it. This could also make XRP much more useful. Garlinghouse said that Hidden Road will combine XRP and the XRP ledger to speed up deal settlement and make things run more smoothly. Don't forget that most of this will be done in the stablecoin RLUSD. Whether this is RLUSD on Ethereum or RLUSD on the XRP ledger, we don't know yet. I hope you know what the difference is. So if the volume is on the XRP platform RLUSD, that will be great for us in the long run, because this is $3 trillion, $500 billion. We're starting to look pretty good if we can get 2, 3, or 4 of these companies to settle for about $10 trillion a year. Okay, let's keep going. Let's talk about these contracts. I've heard 1,800 different people say they are NDAs, and someone else say they're just contracts. Let's see what else can cause confusion. I was confused when I looked through the document and saw that Ripple had made over 1,700 contracts related to XRP transfers. Some of them are non-disclosure agreements, but not all of them are. These are the facts that people keep getting wrong. Ripple was able to send XRP to different parties in different types of trades, thanks to a number of different business deals. If you made it, let's go. If you've read this far and like what you've read, please click like. It does raise the medium to new heights, and you can write something below. Please write something below and give me cash. Tell me what you think about all of this. Over the last, say, 10 years, Ripple has been selling XRP to stay in business and grow their business. There are direct sales contracts and bulk sales contracts. In a direct sales contract, Ripple sold XRP to a third party for their own use. In a bulk sales contract, Ripple sold XRP to a counterparty who planned to sell it to other people. It was made clear that the purchase wasn't for investment purposes. It's possible that someone bought XRP from Ripple and then sold it to regular people. We used automated contracts to deal with people or the open market. After reading one more line, parties agreed to sell XRP on Ripple's behalf on exchanges for digital assets. The money goes to Ripple minus a fee. Ripple might not have had to sell a billion XRP if they had given markets a job. That way, Ripple wouldn't have had to worry as much about it in service contracts. Ripple paid people in XRP instead of cash money for their work. There are subcategories for market-making contracts and payment for market-making services. One example is setting bid and offer prices for XRP and different amounts of money. So XRP, all of USCT, XRP, USDC, and XRP fiat work with fiat money. For example, incentive contracts give XRP to people who use Ripple, things like on-demand liquidity. Thought according to what you said, Ripple gave XRP to businesses and people who use its services. It sounds like XRP was used to pay employees